Well, it's interesting, when we started doing situational leadership training, people would get all excited, and then they'd go home and back to their work and all, and they'd start to use it, but they wouldn't tell their people, see? And so you got a person who you think's a highly developed person, and you can delegate most of the responsibility. You can say, yeah, I'm going to delegate, and you don't tell them, and you just disappear. After a while, they say, what did I do wrong? How come I don't see him anymore? And then you got somebody who's fairly new and experienced, and you say, well, gee, they need a coaching style, and you're in their office a lot, and you don't tell them why. They say, doesn't he trust me and all? And they talk to the one you're leaving alone. He says, I haven't seen a guy in a month. No wonder he's in my office all the time. And so what happens is that you might make a good diagnosis and actually give a style that they maybe need, but it's done to them rather than with them. And so that's when we really got excited about the potential of situational leadership, with everybody understanding the theory of both the leader and the followers, so that you can do leadership with them as a partner, not to them.
Yeah, when we look at leadership, and situational leadership specifically, we think it's about increasing the frequency and the quality of conversations that people have with their direct reports. The frequency is hard. It's hard to find more time. I mean, if you find a way to give me more time in my week, it'll be great. But we've really zeroed in on the quality. And one of the questions that we ask, and we'll ask you right now, is how useful are your conversations to the people you're talking to? It's a fundamental question that people don't ask themselves a lot of times, because as a manager, if I'm leading you towards a task and you and I talk and we interact, the big question is, was that conversation useful? Do you feel good about me as a result, or better than you did before we started talking? And do you have a better idea of how to do the job? Or was my conversation a pain in the neck? You actually feel like I treated you disrespectfully. You're not going to be as turned on. And you know what? I didn't really help you get the job done. Right. And so the idea of effective leadership is, to focus on people more of your time than you do now. But ultimately, it's about, how do I have useful conversations with people about their performance? And of course, the most useful conversations are not focused on what I need to get done as a manager, but they're focused on, who are you? What are you up to? What do you need to get the job done? And how can I serve you to get your job done?
That's the ultimate in servant leadership, see, because goal setting starts good performance, and the traditional hierarchy has to be in charge of it. It doesn't mean you don't involve people, but once the goals are clear, what Scott's talking about is that partnership you get from, we're working together, and as the boss, I'm really working for him because I want to make sure he has everything he needs to win. And I think that's really key. We're doing it together, I'm not doing it to him.
Absolutely.